Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in.
Hey guys.
Hey Facebook, hey YouTube. Hope you guys are good.
How are you? Good to see you guys on here. We have some exciting things to discuss with you today.
Yep.
We've got some nice big announcements.
Yes.
And yeah, we're gonna have some fun. To be honest, guys, today is just gonna be like a real step back in time. So you're gonna journey with us.
Time machine.
How you doing? You're gonna journey with us. There's some things that you may or may not have known about the wedding planning season for us.
My God.
And we're gonna try our best to
to not go into the wedding day itself.
Yes, because
it's so closely knitted.
But we've tried our best to kind of talk about, okay, so what don't we want to go into? What do we want to steer away from? But at the same time, boy, whatever.
Yeah, whatever happens,
it just has to come.
Because it was crazy.
It was an interesting season. Hey, good to see you, Ruth.
Crazy. So we're just waiting for a few more people to join. I'm just doing all of my
checks. Hey,
social media checks.
Good to see you.
Hey, Mrs. Coupon. What's going on?
Oh gosh, we've got so many fond memories of this season, but there are some real important things that we need to share.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey Kayon, how's it going, my lovely? Good to see you guys on here. Dude, every time I feel like I want to just start, I'm like, hold back, just wait. We're just checking. Let's check the Facebook is working, check the YouTube is working. Because the problem is when we get started, we just go straight in, and then we come to the end of the session when we're ready to post it. We're like, oh no, it didn't go through. Oh no, the sound wasn't on. Oh no, people were commenting and we couldn't see. And all of those kind of things. So we just want to make sure we take a few minutes at the beginning just to make sure everything's steady, everything's set.
Good. But how are you guys doing? How's everyone's week?
Yeah, hope we're all keeping safe.
Indeed, because it's kind of getting a bit crazy again, isn't it?
You spotted the nail colour.
Where did you spot?
The nail colour.
None of your beeswax, okay?
So that's another story altogether.
ABC yourself out.
No. It's just another story. There's a story behind the colour.
Oh, okay,
but we can't go into that. Hey, how's it going, Kyle? Let's just say it was a lovely anniversary.
Amen to that.
10-year celebration.
Yeah, it was good, man. We had fun, man.
Yes.
It was good to be away from the boys.
Oh, wasn't it just?
You know, not
that we don't love them,
thing.
but you know, it was healthy. It was good to enjoy each other's presence without the 7-month-old saying milk, mummy, milk.
For real.
Or the 5-year-old saying, mummy, can I have some water, please? Before bed.
I'm telling you. Fantastic. Okay, cool. We are good. Sorry about that, guys. Pray for us. That God will bless us with a team. Yeah. Who can just sort all of this stuff out for us. But
in Jesus' name.
Before that, we are going to continue to do what we can. To be a blessing to you guys.
Thanks, Jai.
Thank you.
You guys are generals. We're coming up to you.
I'm telling you, man. Look, we're not there,
Yeah.
That's why we call it the journey so far.
Yes.
Because we are still on a journey.
Okay,
cool. So let's get cracking. Hello, everybody. Thank you for all of you that are locked in via Instagram, via our YouTube and Facebook. Yeah. We are so appreciative of you being here.
Yes.
For those of you that don't know, who may be tuning in for the first time, my name is Ulrich.
And I'm Siobhan.
And you are locked into the journey so far. Now, we started this on the 31st of March 2020.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've just been talking about how we met, and all of the kind of checkpoints that we went through.
Yes.
From dating to, the first conversation to friendships, boundaries. All sorts of stuff. And if any of you are joining us for the first time and you've missed any of the things that we've done, please go to our YouTube and Facebook pages. Please like, subscribe, share.
That's right.
And just catch up. You know, we've talked so much. One of the most kind of watched ones I think so far was the no kissing episode, because we did not kiss for 3.5 years. Our first kiss was on our wedding day, guys. Could you imagine?
Somebody.
And we're not bragging about it. I mean, we are, because, you know,
it's
celebration. It was a celebration for us, because it was a massive commitment.
Yes.
And it was the hardest thing we've probably ever done.
Yeah.
But you know, God took us through, and it was amazing. So if you want to hear about that story, please go to our YouTube page, and you'll find our YouTube page, and you'll find it there. Cool. So today, guys, we are going to be talking about wedding planning. So for those of you that have been kind of joining the story, I proposed to Siobhan on the 14th of February, so Valentine's Day, 2010, and we got married September 2010.
Yes. So
we're going to kind of just bridge the gap a little bit and talk about how we did what we did and some of the things earlier today, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the good things, the bad things, the ugly things. And hopefully it will be beneficial to you guys.
It really was a mixed bag. Okay, so before we can even actually have to take you guys back. So the year before even proposed, we were wedding planning.
Oh yes.
We didn't wait until the ring was on the finger to start planning the wedding. It can't work. It would just be too stressful.
But a disclaimer though, before people start rushing and thinking, oh yeah, you know, I can start planning my wedding.
I can do.
The reason why we started to do that was because we had a rigorous dating and courting relationship where we went through loads and loads of stuff. You know, we committed it to God, made ourselves accountable. We really poured into the foundation of our relationship. So we had got to a point where we knew that, okay, yes, do you know what I mean? This is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Yes,
and so we started to plan.
Absolutely. Yes. And what we did was we said, let us put plans in place so that in the event that the Lord allows us to get to that marriage point, or in the event that the Lord allows us to get to the stage that we can be engaged, let us be as prepared as possible. So we spent a long time laying foundations for what we wanted the wedding day to look like. So we started talking and we were having conversations, and I never forget, before Ulrich had even proposed to me, he was like, Siobhan, where are you at with this thing? Because we've been talking about getting married, and what colour scheme do you even want? I've never heard you even talk about how you see your wedding day.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy actually, because up until this point, it was kind of like, because obviously I'm creative, so you know, I'm a graphic designer, web designer by trade. So me, colours, matching, all of that stuff, that's me all day. But Siobhan kind of had this kind of delayed kind of reaction to everything, and I was just like, hold on a minute, why am I the one like coming up with stuff like, what's your favorite color, what and it was a season of self-discovery.
Yes.
So any of you guys that are out there that, you know, you haven't thought about your wedding day, you haven't planned colors and all that stuff, no problem at all. This season, when you're in your courting and you know that this is the person that you want to spend the rest of, like, this is also an area for you to explore.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's if you haven't like planned it in your head since you were 5 years old and all that.
And I think there are two different types of people in the world. There are those who have thought about it, planned it, know to a T what they want. They've looked at dresses, they've looked at this. That for me,
it was all new.
That wasn't how I was wired, and it was okay. So let me be completely honest. When I was younger, I kind of said, I don't know if I'm even gonna get married.
Jeez.
Like I
break that.
And not because I didn't see a marriage working in my life, because my parents are married, and you know, I saw marriage displayed beautifully, so I didn't have a problem with marriage, but I kind of you got a Pinterest board.
Wow.
No, but I think it's important.
Still have that though.
It's very important.
Of course.
Because the problem for me was because I never took myself down that road, and I think maybe it was fear. It was fear to take myself to the point of wanting and hoping and wishing for these things.
Absolutely.
And then having the hope let down and hope deferred because nobody would come.
Sure.
So to not have my hopes built up and then deal with that, I kind of just... I didn't even let myself dream like that. I didn't allow myself to think like of those kind of things. I didn't explore it. So when Ulrich came along, even when he came along and there was the possibility, because of the way we conducted our relationship, it was very much like, God, if you say stop, we got to stop.
It was guarded.
It was very much guarded, and I say that because we had done it wrong so many times with so many others.
Other people,
that
that's true.
It was like, this could make or break. Like, just because this is going well so far, like, okay, cool. This is the longest relationship you've been in. You've been in this relationship now for a year. Amazing. But anything can happen. So don't get your hopes up. Don't feel like, it's a done deal. We're walking to the altar. Let's go. I still hadn't. I still hadn't had that full release. And I knew that with God, the way that we were living this relationship out was that, God, if you came to claim it back, I have to be okay with that.
But I think at that point, although we had those guards in, I think at that...
Me one day, I said, listen, you're not even talking about this day. I don't hear you planning. I don't hear you getting excited about what's going on. And I think at that point, it was kind of like, oh my gosh,
this is my wedding.
You're absolutely right. I haven't even allowed myself to get to this point. So I had to go on a journey of self-discovery, and I discovered, my favourite colour for the wedding and just all of these different things. But the biggest thing was that this took place a year before Ulrich had proposed. Go on that point of discovery was a big leap of faith for me, because up until this point I didn't want to even hope to have the possibility of it not happening, and now you're asking me to start planning and dreaming and uncovering, but there's not a ring on my finger.
Jeez.
And I don't know when he's going to propose. So I'm now having to say to myself, okay,
dream by faith.
Dream by faith. Allow your heart to
like
now be on the front line, actually start to say to yourself, would you have chandeliers? What do you see? What do you envisage?
This part was so, and I think it made me understand. I mean, now thinking back on it and looking back on it, it made me really understand maybe like how Siobhan felt, because I think it's almost like we switched positions. Because at the beginning, it was very much obviously, me putting in boundaries and stuff like that, and there was a lot of fear to dream, because obviously we'd both come from relationships that weren't that great, and so we didn't want to spoil it, but at the same time we wanted it so badly. But then I had got to a point where I was just like, do you know what I mean? I was like, all of my fears and all of my kind of anxieties about the relationship, even though there was a few, but I had dealt with them. Do you know what I mean? And so now when we were kind of like, okay, cool, so let's start putting things together and all that kind of stuff. I was just like, Siobhan was just all trying to be God. I was just like, girl, this is not the time. It's time to go. Let's do this.
But it's like the transition to say, okay, cool, you're not married, so you can't sleep together. So okay, here comes the day. Now you can sleep together. You can touch each other. You can do all these things. It's like
that is it. You see, you're getting ahead of yourself now.
I know. But that's
very
what
big...
it is. It's like you've been in a place of bondage. You've been in a place of slavery. Your mind has been in parameters. No, but it's like your mind has been held in a place. So to go through that walk, it was very difficult for me. But I move on to say, about a year before, we started to plan, and we started to look at venues. We started to look at places that we would like, the logistics of it. So if we would go from the church to the reception,
how far would it be?
Exactly. And where would we take our photographs and like family members? Okay, so
we started viewing churches. Like it was actually crazy, guys, because it was like, because obviously we knew that if we were going to get things at a particular price, it's better that you do it a year in advance.
So all of that stuff. So we were definitely...
It was crazy.
We were laying the foundations, looking at things. We were looking at scouting out venues and all the rest of it. Yeah. So the Lord had it that I started working somewhere in Wood Green. And it just so happened that one day I'm driving to work and I drive past this venue and it's a wedding venue, but I didn't even know it was like, we had never seen it. We had been past this place millions of times, but we did not see it as a wedding venue. So anyway, as I'm driving by, I'm like taking down the number because it's written like on a little banner on the side. And I'm like, what's going on? Okay, call them. And Ulrich was actually out of the country.
Oh wow.
He was out of the country. I think you'd gone to sing or you'd done something, so he wasn't in the country. But I went to now go and see the venue. And I went on my own, and it was dark, and I was like, Lord Jesus, I am going to see this venue on my own. And you know, like, because we're doing this, we're not sharing with other people that we're doing these kind of things.
This is completely exclusive
just
to us.
We're not even telling our family members. We're just on the DL trying to sleep, like creep, go to different places, check it out. So we find this place. It's called Grand Palace. And I phoned the guy and I set up a meeting, and he gets me to meet him, and to go in you have to like drive through this little alley, and I'm like, oh, this looks a bit skeptical. I'm really nervous about this thing. So you know, like, I'm going in and I'm like turning on my torch and I'm looking like I hope I'm gonna be alright. And this old guy comes out and he's like Greek or Cypriot, and he stands there, and honestly, I was like, okay, cool, yeah, we're good. Like, he's not the kind of person that look like he could do something. Nice lovely guy, really, really huggable bear kind of looking guy.
Because it was a proper family business.
Exactly. So the minute I saw his face, he was just like, you know about that place, Kyle.
Yeah.
And honestly, the minute I got captured my life, I was finished. I was like,
yes.
I don't remember walking anymore. I just felt like up the stairs. It was like literally got up the stairs, and then before I knew it, I was just like, every 2 seconds my mouth was just it was just perfect. It was nice. Everything we could dream of. And then I said, okay, cool, so what's your price? And he said, yeah, we do a wedding package. Guys, this was the good. This was the Lord. I haven't met a single person who had the package that we had.
Yeah, man.
Honestly.
It was banging. And
just bear in mind, remember guys, over the previous year, I'm telling you, Ulrich had not been working. My job was, but it wasn't like that kind of...
I was on my savings.
We were planning a wedding on a small budget.
Very small budget.
It was limited edition. You know those ones you can just like, well, if you can cut that in half, we'll have to make it work. That kind of, that's how we were thinking we were going to have to run it.
Because we were budgeting based on where we were at. Because obviously we hadn't spoken to family or anything. We hadn't done anything.
So just
everything was like on
based
what
on what we could.
Which was a decent amount, but
yeah,
it was...
yeah. So we sat down, and I never forget, he said, listen, okay, we've got a package and it's 7K. And we were like, we can't afford anything like 7K.
I can't do that, man.
And then he was like, okay, but listen to what you get. So he said,
and it was like, you know, I don't know if you guys saw The Mask when he pulls out the the list. I can't remember the list of names or whatever, and it just rolls out into the restaurant. Listen, the list.
It was amazing.
The stuff honestly, that they put in that package.
It was amazing. It was unheard of.
I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Okay, so it included buffet, not silver service, but buffet style food for 300 people.
Yeah.
Buffet menu of your choice, cooked by their chefs.
Mm-hmm.
And you could say exactly what it is that you want. Yeah. It is soft drinks included.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring your own alcohol, and there's no corkage charge.
Mm-hmm.
It includes them laying the tables, decorating the venue. It
Centerpieces
on the table.
Your
fresh flowers.
Your colour scheme.
It also includes your invitations being printed.
That was the one though. That's the one.
Your invitation. You choose the invitation.
And they'll print it out.
And they print your invitation for you.
Listen.
It also included they clean up. They set, they do everything. You don't have to do anything like that. They provide the bar staff. They provide the security. They provide the cutlery and everything and the crockery and all of that stuff.
We just had to arrive,
eat,
and go
dance,
home, and go.
You have access to the venue from 10 o'clock in the morning through to 3 a.m. in the next day.
It was nuts, mate.
And all of that was for 7K. So imagine
it was less than that.
Was it?
Yeah, it was 6.
Was it 6K?
I got it 6.
Okay,
it was 7. It was going to be 7 the year we got married.
Okay,
but because we came a year before.
Yes.
Because we came the year before
we got
they said that price for next year.
Yeah.
Listen.
So we had inquired and it was £6,000.
Yeah,
now, for you to just feed 300 people.
Just imagine £20 per head. Let's just say just a ballpoint figure. £20 per head. 20. Do you mathematicians? 20 times 300. You do the maths.
I tell you, that's just on food, and this came with
of that. Guys, it came with the food.
Came with food. Came with soft drinks, and that's soft drinks of your choice. So that's carton juices, bottles, cans, you name it, whatever you want. It was just unheard of, and we were just like, okay, put our names down. Put our names down.
What's your provisional date for next year?
Exactly. And we said we wanted the 4th, and the reason why we went for the 4th was because first day we went on, our first date was on the 4th. We everything was on the 4th for us.
We got really gassed
on the
about
4th.
the number.
We prayed on the 4th. we did loads of things on the 4th. It was like, it has to be the 4th of September.
It has to be. Yeah. If it's not on that day, God is not going to marry us.
Exactly.
Just like literally, that's how mad, like, gassed we were about that
set
day.
On this date.
And they were like, is it, we were like, is it available?
Yeah, but is it available? And it was.
And it was. And I said, okay, cool, make sure you contact us. Because obviously we weren't putting down no deposit.
No, we had
this
nothing.
was just, we were just putting our name.
Us in, and if anyone
comes for that date, make sure you let us know, give us a call ASAP.
So this is where the good turned to be the bad.
So guys, you do know that our wedding anniversary is on the 25th, right? Okay. Just to give you a clue about some of the ugly stuff that happened.
So
man.
What happened was I called them up one day to check something else, and I spoke to somebody else, and I said to them, so we're looking at the 4th, and she said, oh no, but we're booked on the 4th, and I was like, sorry?
You did what?
I beg your pardon. See, now I think what happened was I went through the papa. I went through the papa. Like the dad. He owned. He didn't need to put it that way. They booked us.
And obviously the other couple.
Money.
I was just like, come on.
So we were gutted. We were just like, we lost our venue.
We were so vexed, and then we tried to like, bounce back. So we were like, okay, cool. So if you got the 4th on any other month.
But the 4th didn't fall on a Saturday any other month. And this was for a Saturday as well.
Yeah.
So all of this package was available on for a Saturday as well.
It wasn't like a Thursday run.
Yeah.
Like nowadays,
like when you get that
cheaper.
package because it's a Monday or something. No, we got that package for a Saturday. The only Saturday that they had, they didn't have any more Saturdays. So now.
Until next year.
So we were frightened.
Till the year after, as in this is 2009. We're looking at 2010, and they're telling us the 4th of September 2010 is not available. And then they said the only 4th I think that they had was the February of 2011, and we were like, no,
that's not the Lord. That's not what He said. Down with our parents, and our parents was like, okay, cool, so you want to have this wedding, what does it look like? Because if it's like a horse and carriage and this and that and this and that, and where's your money for that? And because we wanted an ice sculpture, guys, and they were like, oh yeah. How much is the ice sculpture? £2,000. Oh yeah.
You might as well just.
Like there were things that
just got flipped off.
it just don't even waste our time for ice that's going to melt.
Exactly.
For water, you want to pay £2,000 for water.
It was silly, man.
Okay, guys.
It was silly.
So the Excel document came out, and honestly, my mum's an accountant, guys. So there's no getting any figure, any number past her. She's checking it. She's double checking.
You better make sure your figures are right.
And then Ulrich's mum, she's a teacher, so she knows, she marks books. She's coming through it like, okay. So there was no playing.
Oh,
so we had to present what we wanted, and don't think for 1 second that it was just our parents. My brother was there.
Was in there.
Oh my Lord.
Listen, guys. The things I went through.
Because by this time you're saying, right, you want to become a family now, so this is it. So, Ulrich's dad is on the line because we can't get him there physically, so he's on a call so that he can hear what's going on. It's a full-on affair.
Family affair, man.
And
where do you want to go from here?
I know.
I've got a few
places. So we myself and Ulrich's mum, we drive up and down trying to find a church. That was a lot. And we came back so deflated.
Every church in East London.
We were so deflated because we wanted to get married in a church that had a middle aisle.
Oh yeah.
We needed the centre aisle. I said, Lord, I have not held myself for this man to not walk down a middle aisle. I don't want to walk down the side aisle where there's 2 aisles to go. I want a centre aisle.
And there were some perfect churches, you know.
But they only seated 40 people.
Yeah, and they had side aisles. I was just like...
Or they only had... like it
the
was
one near Wood Green as well. Remember on that?
Yeah, because the Wood Green UT.
Church.
So we wanted Wood Green UT because it was right next to the Grand Palace.
Didn't have a middle aisle.
They didn't have a middle aisle. They had 2 aisles. And it was like, so which aisle do I walk down? Do I walk to the one on the left or the one on the right? I don't want to walk down one of those. I want the centre aisle. Me, who had never dreamed of what her wedding day was going to be, and now I've met myself to dream, and you're going to tell me that I've got to compromise it for the half? No, I need the middle aisle.
Middle aisle, it was necessary.
So we look everywhere, we go up and down, we go all over, we do all these different things, and after everything that's been going on, we finally find something, but it's in East London.
Jeez.
And not only did we stipulate that we need a centre aisle, but we wanted my pastor to marry us.
Yep.
So it now wasn't enough that it could be a centre aisle, and it had to be big enough to hold all the people that we wanted to hold. So we wanted Wood Green. Sorry. It also needed to be the church that would allow us to have our pastor marry us and not a random person, because if any of you know about when you want to get married, sometimes you have to attend that church, you have to attend that parish, and if you're not a member of that parish, you can't get married there, and you can't have an external pastor come in to marry you, and you've got to ring the registrar, and there was a lot. So there was a lot of areas where it was like, okay, what's compromisable and what's not compromisable?
Yeah, for real.
What is definitely a must and what is a we can let it go. So God had it. He had his way that we found a church in Leytonstone, and it was perfect because I lived in Leyton at the time anyway with my parents. Good. So we found a church in Leyton, and okay, so the year before I worked in Wood Green and we found the venue for the reception. Then moved to a school to teach at a school in Leytonstone, and that's where we found the church. So both times on my way to work, we find this church and it's perfect. It seats enough. It seat up to like 800 people. It was perfect. And
that's what we needed as well, because we knew we had loads of people who were going to come to the church, but who didn't necessarily need to come to the reception
for the dinner.
It was perfect, man.
And we had so many people on our list. Oh my gosh, that was so bad.
That should just be a separate live. The list, brethren. Cheese and
So
bread.
the good was the favour that we got. The bad
gosh.
was the list.
Listen, well, the bad was the date.
Yeah, but also trying to
date.
come to an agreement for our list.
Listen,
our
list
of people.
300 people, because the church was fine.
Yeah.
We didn't have a problem with that.
We knew there would be
know what I
people
mean?
that we'd invite to watch the ceremony, but we couldn't necessarily feed. But it's understandable. We're young. We can't afford to feed the world, but for those who we can have, 300 people is
divided by
a lot.
2, so that's 150
each.
So even for standard weddings now, like
Jesus.
I hope our pastor's not watching, but but I hope he is. But he talks a lot about stripping your wedding back, and trust me, if he was in our lives when we were getting married,
we never would have done what we did.
Listen,
we never would have had as many people. It just wouldn't have gotten.
And we haven't even told him how much we spent. So that's never gonna happen because we don't want to get another lashing. But anyway, so yeah, the list, it was, but for us at the time, it felt impossible. Okay, because 150 each. So for Siobhan, she's obviously got a big family because all her family are here. Yes. So her list, like basically about
my list
70 or 80 people was just family.
It was immediate family. Immediate. Like, okay, so let's be honest with you guys. The first time we drafted this is the list. If you can have as many people as you like, put it down. We had 800 people. We had to cut through our list to get from 800
it was
down.
Hard. That was the best. Well, I don't know. It was the best thing to do because we had to list everyone, and you have to understand that's immediate family, extended family, international family. Then we had our church family,
and we both have separate churches.
And then we had our ministry family as well because I was part of ministry, and then
I was singing with different choirs.
And then we had our friends.
Yeah. And we had joint friends.
We had joint friends,
and then we had extended friends. Then you got friends you've grown up with from the. And then you've got your parents, who your parents want to invite.
All right, come on, guys. Lord, you guys know about that one.
See, when your parents are saying, "Can I have 5 to 10?"
5. And then it was like the kids. Do you invite the kids? Do you invite the kids, or do you just say immediate kids only? Guys,
and then you've got the family, the cousin, the uncle who's got like 6 or 7 kids, and you're just like, hold on a minute.
We can't invite Uncle so and so because he's going to bring 7 people. No, it's not happening, guys.
My bona fide brethren from university can't come because X, Y, and Z.
No, guys, seriously, it was a problem.
It was so much of a problem, guys.
My
the guest list and the wedding list, and then there's work colleagues. Because I was working with people, and honestly, I remember going to work one day feeling so overwhelmed by the guest list because we were trying to cut it down.
Cut it. Keep going.
We honestly, I was just going to cry. I wanted it to be over. I was at the point that I was like, I can't take this anymore. I can't deal with any more friends saying invitations have gone out.
Listen, it was deep. So somebody asked, who wanted the most guests. It wasn't even a case about who wanted the most guests. It was just we had 150 people each, and we had to just make it work.
Yeah, because then I was like, well, Ulrich, can't I have some of your guests because because I've got more family here.
Can you imagine? But I had family that were ready to get on planes.
Exactly, and that's what was the killer. I was thinking, but more of my family's here. Why didn't his family just get on a plane and come up? Hello. My family weren't travelling. My family were not flying in. I had a few family members that flew in, but he had so many more family members that flew in.
Came from the States, came from Sierra Leone. It was mad. And then there was, and just to go off what Rochelle was saying, and there were still people that came that we did not know who they were. Because one time we were sitting on the high table, and then Siobhan just nudged me, She nudged me. She was like, who's that? That's your family, innit? I was like, no, that's
you. I was like, this white guy walked up, I was like, no, he must be your people. Who's this guy? Who's he? And then it was like, nothing to do with me, mate. I don't know who that guy is. It was
It was so funny the amount of jokes we got on that day.
But we knew that we couldn't have it. That is an embarrassment that we can't feed the people, we can't feed them. So we had to be really, really strict. And some people, I mean, we made some enemies. I do remember.
Somebody's asking about bridesmaids and groomsmen. That's a next.
So that's part of the next section where we go into the good, the bad, and the ugly. So,
Cot.
Okay, so
you don't want to have the same hairstyle. Cot. You don't want to wear the shoes. Cot. You don't want to dance. Cot. Listen, it was gully time. It was time to chop off. You know what I mean? You know the Bible says if your eye causes you to sin, chop it off.
No. Okay, so what happened was before we got engaged, we said, right, well, who would you have? Because we have to have an equal amount. And we said, right, cool, we'd have 5. So we'd have our best man and maid of honor. And then I said I'd have a chief's bridesmaid as well.
Yeah.
And then we would have, so I would have 5, he would have 5. So including the best man or including the maid of honor. Go from there. So the original lineup wasn't the lineup that we ended up at the altar with. For whatever reason. And it was
wasn't the original 5.
But that was simply
it's supposed to be the famous 5, guys.
No.
So we're just messing ourselves up. But yeah.
Effectively, what happened was, I think that the planning of the wedding was amazing. And it started out...
She's trying to soften it in. just tell it as it is, Siobhan. Why are you trying to go around the bush? It was a lovely planning. Just say it.
Okay, so...
Now, disobedient bridesmaids and groomsmen must get chopped off.
What happened was we planned the wedding. We said, listen, guys, this is what we want. We would like to have this. Who's up for it? Who's not up for it? Yeah. And we had like, we didn't have like some bad mind things or anything like that. Nobody was trying to unravel the wedding plans, but everyone looking the same, so on and so on, and some were more cooperative than others. And after a while, it was one person who just wasn't really in it like that. So as a result, we had to be like, okay, cool, do you want to be a part of the wedding? Because we've planned certain things, we've booked bridesmaid fittings, you hand up, people have put down money, and it was getting to the stage that it was like, listen, we are either all moving together in this way, or we're gonna have to make some changes. And it's a really, 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 really difficult situation to be in, because the people who you invite and you ask to be your bridesmaids, they are your closest, they are your nearest and dearest, they're those people that you've loved for a long time. So now to get into that situation, it kind of brings a good, but it brings a sorrow, it brings a heaviness, a pain. So it was really hard, but now we're much better.
Yeah, it's fine now. By the time it was just getting to a point where it was just like,
we have to make.
Come on, man! Like, we need to move, and if you're not moving with it, you know what I mean? It's like the song, "When I move, you move." Just like it's like, come on.
Yeah, we all had to move together, but once the lineup changed, it was perfectly fine, and it was wonderful. It really was lovely process. I think what happened is, and I have to tell you guys, our wedding was the first wedding in our families for a little while. So it meant that we went through opposition of the ways that people had done things. So my parents had always cooked, and like my family has always cooked for the weddings.
Yeah,
and
they've come together.
To say to them, no, you're not cooking, we're going to have a caterer do it. It was a bit like...
Say what now?
Or to not have like all of my cousins be my bridesmaids, it was a bit like, well, that's how we've always done it. Or to have an engagement party is like,
sorry,
it was
it was a culture shift.
It was a culture shift, and there were differences. Like even so, like
we're gonna have to do a wedding planning part 2, guys. Because seriously, we don't have enough time to finish everything, and I don't want to rush it because it's too sweet, man.
It's too sweet. It's too sweet.
We have to marinate this stuff.
We need to, because I need to tell you guys what happened. Yeah.
All my Africans, you have to come when we do part 2, because the way I was treated. Oh my days.
So I'll give you a hint of what happened. One day we're having the meeting at my mum and dad's house, and we said, so we're thinking of doing, you know, this thing we've seen at some like Nigerian weddings.
Well, it's not even Nigerian weddings. It was part
African
of
weddings.
It was part of the culture.
Where they like, you know,
where
they
you
chop
spray
the
the
money
bride
and spray
with
the
money and all that kind of stuff. Listen, Siobhan's brother just came in. It was like he was a bulldozer. He just came in and he was just like, "What's this?
So
what's that about?
So what, you can throw money at my sister like she's a go-go dancer? What do you mean? She's a it was just like, no,
that's not
how it is. But obviously,
it was
different cultures where they hadn't seen
too much
that they hadn't been exposed to that. They were just like,
and it was like somebody points something out to you. You know why you do it because of culture. But when they say out loud, when they look at them, and it's like, I don't know how to even come back. Because it's like, you know the McDonald's advert when the woman's in the hospital and then, you know, the husband brings her the thing and her face is just like, I see where you would get that from. But it was just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know how to fight, man. I felt honestly, so paralysed. It was mad.
At that point, and I have to tell you, at that point, we were finished. We were just like,
well, I guess we ain't gonna make no money that way. Because literally we were trying to say, look, people's weddings have been paid
off
just doing that. Do you know what I mean?
People just come and they bring the money, and you know, and we were like, yo, it's gonna.
And the more we explained, it was just getting worse and worse and
they were like, so what? You're begging for people to put down money?
No, it was crazy, guys.
It was different.
Wedding planning part 2, guys.
We're gonna have to do it.
Because we have to round up.
We're gonna have to do it.
Because we're nowhere near
finished. And there's so many sweet bits that we need to get to.
So we'll do it. But guys, thank you guys for watching. So we have loads and loads of announcements.
Yeah.
So obviously, first one is, you guys know that we're doing our conference.
Yes.
Clear for Takeoff 2020. It's taking place on the 24th of October, which is this month. Can you imagine? This is so mad. It's like 2 or 3 weeks away. It's crazy. So please, guys, make sure you head over to Eventbrite. You can go to our bio. It's the first link on our Linktree account. So just click it, subscribe. Well, not subscribe, but register and pay for your tickets. Unfortunately, early bird tickets are finito.
It's out. It's gone. There's no more.
So tickets for singles are £10.
Yeah.
And for each couple, it's £16.
Yes.
So make sure you head over to Eventbrite and get those as soon as possible. We are calling all married folk.
Come on,
because we've had so much good responses. We've got loads of like single people, you know, going for the identity check and luggage check and some cabin pressure. But we need more married folk. So if you're newlywed and you need the tools basically to kind of fight against possible things that will happen.
Yes.
Because it will happen.
Or you're engaged.
You will argue. You will fight.
Hello. Come on now, somebody.
You need to understand how to deal with those things, guys. Because trust me, you know, one of Siobhan's favourite scriptures in this season is that the rain falls on the just and the unjust. So there are particular things that you are gonna go through because your marriage has to be tested.
Yeah, it does, to see what sort it is.
It has to be tested, guys. And so we're putting this thing on so that you guys can learn some new things and just equip you for, you know, clearing for takeoff in your relationship. So That's the first one.
So that is the 24th. Next week Tuesday is not going to be part 2 of wedding planning.
Nope. We're gonna make you wait.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait on that one. But guys, next week we have a very special session for you because it's October, because it's Black History Month. We said let's do something that is slightly different, and we are going to have a beautiful, wonderful quiz.
Yep.
I can't wait. I love quizzes. They're so exciting. So guys, next week Tuesday, we will be having a Black History Month quiz. Now the way that it's going to work is it's going to be a social media quiz where we support local businesses, Black businesses. We support entrepreneurs, vloggers, bloggers, Instagrammers, you name it. We are going to artists as well. We're going to post the stories to go and check out. So when we post somebody's story, you go and you check out their page, you look through their stuff,
because we're going to be asking questions on those people, and it could be any of them,
and it could be any of them, but it will be those people, so it's not going to be outside of it. You won't have to have any of that. Whoever gets the most questions right when we actually do the quiz in the live, will be able to win some wonderful, wonderful products, and they are also from Black businesses. We have some jewelry, we have some beard connects, facial for men's.
Grow your beard.
We have some amazing clothing. We have tickets for our
Claire
conference, Claire for Takers. We have
free tickets.
Many different things. So guys, definitely tune in. Tell your friend to tell a friend. Come on, let's support each other. Let's have fun. Next week, Tuesday, it's going to be quiz time and it's going to be Black History Month, so it's going to be great celebrations.
Yes,
guys. So, that's it, guys, from us.
That's it, guys. Again, guys, thank you for watching. So, again, like we always say, head over to our YouTube page. Like, share, subscribe, follow is there, and go and buy your tickets for our Claire for Takeoff conference. If you haven't done so already,
bless
or tell
somebody.
Tell somebody, bless somebody.
Tell somebody, bless somebody. I
because
like that.
It's we might have to copyright that.
Tell somebody, bless somebody.
Tell somebody,
Come
bless
on.
somebody. All right, guys. So have an amazing rest of the evening. Have a blessed week, and we'll see you guys on the socials. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Take care. God bless. Bye.
Yeah.